Are this morning, and it's wonderful to be together to acknowledge that there truly is a power in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. I welcome you here today. I acknowledge that nothing happens by chance, that each and every one of us is here by divine appointment. And to our viewing audience, you tuned in at this moment because this message is for you. And as we come together, recognizing that there is this energy. The secret formula is our topic. The secret formula to life is that everything, from quantum physics to our emotions, to the electromagnetic energy of the universe, all of that secret formula is about you match your reality to the vibration that you are entertaining, and your reality will be outpictured. This is how it works, that there is a law in the universe that is working whether we are consciously aware of it or not. That's why trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. That's why we read, we take seminars, we want to evolve. And there's an interesting thing, that there comes a time when we get to embody the books, the seminars, the teachings, all of these lectures. We begin to embody that. And as we embody this energy, then we are out into the marketplace like the ancient Bodhisattva, serving others through what we have learned. And everyone and anyone who comes within our energy field is healed and uplifted in our presence. So when we come together today in community, the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. The synergistic mind of God arises through the energy of each and every one of us, because we come through this door and we bring to the altar our heart, our mind, our consciousness, and our energy. And when we feel that at such a deep level, others feel it. And it's really wonderful how that works. And you know that October 12th, I will be in the ministry 40 years. And in the 40 years of being in the ministry, I feel that I am the one that has benefited the most. That in teaching these principles, we teach best, but we need to know the most. You want to know a topic? Teach it. Embody it. It's not just about reading the material, it's about stepping into that energy field and opening. And let me tell you, all of our stuff comes up. It all comes up. Any unhealed issue will come up. It looks like people, places, and things. It even looks like marriages and spouses and partners. But they are just outpicturing what we need to learn. And once we learn it, if we can grow together, wonderful. And if not, it can't be helped. We go our own ways. In fact, I saw a bumper sticker once that said, "I'm so miserable without you, it's almost like having you here." And we all know that one, don't we? You know, that addictive relationship thing. We've all done it. We've been there. And then one day, we can just wish the other well. You know, I've shared with you that I've been widowed and divorced. And when I divorced the politician in San Diego, after, you know, this 4 years of just unbelievable stuff, I got it because my board president was also my attorney. And she said, "Sharon, do you really want to go through this one more day? Let him have whatever he wants. You'll recreate it, that's what you teach." Oh my God. Give him the 30,000 and the this and the that, you know, oh my God. Practice what I'm teaching. I had to breathe through this one. And so I went in, and they said, "Oh, the 30,000 over here, that's fine, let him have it. Oh, he wants this, all these furnishings over here that I paid for. Let him have them. Anything, you know, I just let it go." And he said to his attorney, "I think she's on drugs." She's not her usual feisty self. And I just let it all go. It was so empowering. It was such a moment of freedom to let it go and to know that God is my source. And as women, we are more programmed for security. And it really is interesting. That's an archetype for women. about security. And I was just able to let it go. And what happened was that I bought a beautiful home in Coronado on the ocean for an unbelievable price. It was like under the wire before everything skyrocketed. And I lived there several years, and by the time I moved, I had tripled the value of the property and received far more than I gave in that exchange of energy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not pour you out a blessing, pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of your life. And it comes that moment of reckoning where we get to embody it. We get to wish the other well. And it's really interesting how that works. And on my 50th birthday, and you know that I'm still having fun at 71, I invited him because I had learned so much from him. It was one of those relationships that was just unbelievable, and he couldn't believe that I wanted him to be there. But the people, the Course in Miracles states that there are either our lovers in our life, they love us, and we hug them, and we kiss them, and we just, oh, it's wonderful. And the teachers, that teach us what we need to learn, that teach us about our unfinished business, that teach us about our insecurities, that teach us about our judgments. Those are our teachers, because they mirror to us what we need to learn in our growth, in our unfoldment, in the process of living. And it's so fascinating how that works. I was at my computer last night, and a very interesting thing happened. I heard this, something fall off the wall. And I have this plaque that my teacher gave me, Dr. Guy Lorraine. In fact, I named my daughter Tricia Lorraine after him. And I took all my Science of Mind classes from him. Then there was nothing more to take, so I went on to practitioners in the School of Ministry. And what fell off the plaque, and it was like one of those little, you know, it's a little plaque, and it says, and it just flew off the wall. It says, expect a miracle. This is what this is engraved. It says, expect a miracle. So I picked it up and I thought, isn't it interesting? This flies off the wall, to the floor. Expect a miracle. So that whatever is going on in our lives, at any given moment, expect a miracle. We're going to the mailbox and we have a lot of bills, expect a miracle. We have relationships that need healing, expect a miracle. We have health issues that show up that are very, very scary, expect a miracle. We have relationships, we expect a miracle. And that when we realize that the ground of being, the secret formula in life, is the invisible energy of the all that is flowing through us. And the more we heal ourselves, the more that light and that energy can flow through us. There's a beautiful story. And it's about a father, a very, very wealthy family, that wanted to teach his son about poor people. So they went out to the country, to a farm, to an old country farm that was, they were very, very poor. They were sharecroppers and farmers. And they spent a couple of days there. And to see how the poor people live so that he could educate his son. And so on the way home, he said to his son, what did you learn from being on the farm for those couple of days? He said, well, I discovered that we only have one dog, and they have 4 dogs that romp and roam and that they play with. And I discovered that, we have a swimming pool and a patio, and they have a creek that leads out to the river that's unending. And I discovered that we have imported lanterns on our lawn and in our house, and they go out and see the stars at night. I learned that we have servants that serve us our food, and they grow their food. He said, oh, I learned so many things, that they have friends that protect them. We have big walls that protect us. His father was speechless. Looked at him, and the son said, thanks, Dad, for showing me how poor we are. True values in life. True values of life. That when we expect a miracle, sometimes it has to fly off the wall at us and to encourage us in special moments. And that we come through those moments. And what is so beautiful, that what I love about community, is that we're never alone. And one of the greatest fears that we have is being alone. And that we discover we are never, never alone. I know Dr. Roger is our director of chaplaincy at Desert Regional and has been with so many, many dear souls that have left the planet, as I have. And people leave the planet as they lived their life. They leave. And when they leave in grace and joy, they've lived their life that way, in grace and joy. And the ones that are fearful have lived very fearful lives, and I've said, there's nothing to fear. There's absolutely nothing to fear. You are not alone, that you are loved, that your guardian angel is here. And when my late husband passed away, he said, right before he passed away, he said, who are those two beautiful women standing next to you? And I turned and I said, there's no one standing next to me. And then I got it. Oh, he said, they're so beautiful. One has long, long, shimmering golden hair, and the other is like midnight. They're so beautiful. And I got it. I said, oh, these are your guardian angels that are taking you home. And we had this amazing relationship, and we had a lot of humor in the relationship. And I said, you haven't even left yet, and you're going out on me already. We are never alone. That one goes before us and prepares the way. And when we trust that, and we begin to embody that it is just spirit in me, that we open to the space to allow God to do what God does best by means of each and every one of us. That some people are very, very poor when they just look at all their material things. But oh yes, this little boy, I saw that as we have a swimming pool, they have a great stream that runs through their property. That we are served by servants, and they grow their own food. That energetically, that there is riches and honor in the beauty of simplicity and not looking outside of ourselves. And we do love our creature comforts, you know, and we're not going to take our Gucci with us, you know, as much as we'd like to when we leave the planet. We're not taking anything but our consciousness. We're not taking anything but the love that we exchanged one with the other. And I was sharing with my daughter when this miracle happened, that someone called the Palm Springs Walk of Stars and wanted to donate the $10,000 so that I could have my star for my 40th anniversary in the ministry, which we're celebrating November 15th. And they wanted to remain completely anonymous. And I was nominated several years ago. And I thought, you know, raise money for a star, what vanity of vanities when, you know, we have a ministry and we want to keep our doors open. And I just said, you know, that I'm very flattered, but I don't feel that I'm going to be raising funds to put a star out on the streets of Palm Springs when we have a ministry and we have needs in our ministry and we have a message to give to the world. And then I released it, and this was about 5 years ago, and Linda and I were discussing it. Because the Palm Springs Walk of Stars, Bob Alexander called me to tell me that I was unanimously voted in for the Palm Springs Walk of Stars. And what was so great is that when he called to say that this was anonymously donated for my 40th anniversary in the ministry, I just received it, and I just thought, isn't it amazing the way that life works? And that money is God's concrete form of substance. And yet we make such a big deal out of it. And it's interesting because last Wednesday night, in our Wednesday night service, Rob turned around after taking the offering, and when he went to pick it up, the offering was missing. And so someone was in great need, obviously, for them to feel that they, you know, needed it more than we did. You know, it does pay our rent here. So when he shared it with me, I said it's our tithe to the universe. And as we tithe to the universe receives that tithe, pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of interfaith's life. And I put it out there that if anyone would like to kick in a little extra for last week's rent, that would be very much appreciated, which it was all covered. So we are so blessed to have a caring community. And if that person in need, I just went right into prayer because I realized that desperate people do desperate things, that we cannot judge outside of ourselves, that we have stolen from ourselves every time we have a negative thought. I saw a great sign that said, you know, you can have a cactus, you know, negative thinking doesn't work. You can, you know, buy a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it, right? It's there, right? And we know energetically that, you know, stuff happens, but we don't have to camp out there, that we acknowledge that it's there. And when we acknowledge that it's there and we expect a miracle, I mean, how graphic could it be that it flew off the wall? To remind me always, this is an ordination gift, to always expect a miracle, no matter what it looks like. That there is a power for good in the universe that's working through each and every one of us in amazing ways. To bless and give gratitude for everything we have in our life at this juncture. Gratitude is the key. When we have gratitude, it's the very brightest beam to heaven. It's the energy of grace that allows us to open to something greater than ourselves. It's that amazing, amazing moment where we get it and we say, aha, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for all of my blessings. I took my first conscious breath this morning. What a gift. What a gift that I can get up. And, you know, we might be a little slower on some days than others, but everything's working. That we have beauty in our lives, that we look unto the mountains from whence cometh our strength. Our strength comes from the One. So when I received that call this morning that there was no power at the leisure center and maybe we didn't want to have church, that was, you know, let there be power, because there is a power greater than electricity, don't you agree? There's a power that's flowing through us. There's a power of God, of life, of energy. We plug into that power and guess what? The other power just comes on automatically because we are plugged in to a higher power. And that's what I love about our way of life. Today, this electromagnetic energy, quantum physics, all the proven scientific formulas of the universe rely on this miraculous energy that we choose to call God. Call it anything that you like. But know that there is a power within you that is operating in amazing ways, and that we open to it. That which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects, because we are expecting a miracle. And what I tell all my AA friends, that they get their wonderful little birthdays and they get these tokens, that the greatest high on earth is a spiritual high. Do you agree?
Yes.
And where are we going?
Higher
yet. Where?
Higher yet.
Where?
Higher yet.
And so it is. God bless you.